Hello everyone, welcome to part 25 of the Pokemon Red No Starter Run playthrough. Last part we explored Saffron City and just got here in the Silph Co and yeah, this whole part's just gonna be doing the Silph Co and getting rid of Team Rocket and all that good shit. So yeah, it's gonna be a doozy. This TM right here is Swords Dance, actually a pretty good move. It raises their attack. Um, so meh, no one can learn it anyway, but it's one of those moves. I mean, some Pokemon I like to keep on just because, you raise their attack stat with Swords Dance, and it's like, holy shit, their attack is unbeatable now, and they just demolish everything. So it's an okay move. I mean, as a kid, I never used to use stat raising moves. Um, just because I thought they were pointless and useless, and all I was like, oh, does it do damage? Oh, good, it's a good move. But as I'm getting older and understanding stuff, I like to use some stat raising moves here and there. But there's some are still kind of useless. But what can you do? There are more employees over there. One was hinting at the Master Ball. And spoiler alert, that's what we get for doing this. The president will give us the Master Ball, and I'll explain what that is and what it does once we get it. But if you can see up there, a little bit upward or north, that was Blue. Yeah, he's here too. uh, so yeah, we're actually gonna have a fight with him. Where he's at is actually where we need to go, so you can't avoid it either. But yeah, he's in this room, and the only way to get there is via teleporter. And of course, I'm going to point it out and which teleporter you need to take. But that's the teleporter you need to take, and then it'll take you to Blue. And then after that, there's another teleporter in that room, and then that'll take you to Giovanni. So kind of two boss battles in a row, but what can you do? Not too bad. And there's a resting place here, actually. Once again, I'll point it out once we get there. But yeah, and as you can tell, I am solo for this one. I decided not to get Alex for it just because I guess I can handle it myself. Not only that, I don't want to overuse my guess because then it doesn't get as fresh and you know what I'm trying to say. Especially because I only have two that are willing to do it. So, oh, and I guess as a side note, if I sound a little congested, I apologize. It's that time of the year again where, allergies and yeah. So, and not only that, I just kind of woke up, so I'm a little groggy, but yeah, what can you do? um, but as far as shit to talk about, until we get to Blue, really, or until we, until I clean up all the whole place with all the trainers and point out where we need to go, thus getting to Blue. I did prepare myself for the case or the scenario where I would have nothing to talk about. So I wrote down a couple questions that I might think people would maybe want an answer to or might ask me. So yeah, let's get started. Well, actually, first things first, that lady down there with all these beds, that's the healing place I was talking about. So you don't have to, if you're running low on PP or your Pokemon are on the verge of fainting, you don't have to leave and go to the Pokemon Center. This lady will heal you forever. So if you do have a rough time with Blue and you're like, oh shit, I definitely can't take Giovanni on right now, then just go back to that lady. So, let's start these questions, shall we? So, my favorite Pokemon. I don't have, I can't really think of, maybe a top 5, but my all-time favorite is actually Raichu. Just because as a kid, it was always Pikachu, but then Pikachu kind of got, stale, I suppose. Not only that, keeping a Pikachu till, the end of the game, it's rough because Pikachu is not that strong of a Pokemon. So, I mean, And only that after a while the anime started getting worse and worse, and Pikachu kind of lost its appeal a little bit for me. So I was like, you know what? Screw it. I mean, I never really thought of Raichu as cool because, you know, Ash never evolved his, so I was like, Raichu must be horrible. um, but yeah, I said screw it, and I gave Raichu a shot, and I loved him. Sure, he's not the best Pokemon. His attack is horrible. His defense is horrible. His specials, well, his special attack is his best, either special attack or speed, but there are still a lot of other Pokemon, especially electric types, that have better specials and speed than him. Case in point, Jolteon. But still, I like Raichu's design, and I don't know, it's just cool. I kind of wish Ash would evolve his Pikachu, but because Pikachu became the mascot, that's never gonna happen. So, but yeah, if I had to give it top 5 or top 10, I couldn't do it. There are just way too many fucking Pokemon that I like, and it would just not be a fun time. Well, by not be a fun time, it would be an impossible time because I wouldn't be able to do it. But yeah, okay. So moving on to the next question I wrote down. Hi. Oh wait, no, that's not a question. How I got into Pokemon. I'm not sure if I talked about this with Justin because I know he mentioned stuff way back when we were doing Rock Tunnel about how he got into Pokemon. But as for me, I think because if memory serves, I think he said it was the anime for him. Either that or he like recently or just kind of bought blue or yellow on a whim and he loved it. But for me, it was the anime. I watched it as a kid, and you know, it was the biggest thing back then. So all my neighbors, you know, the kids in my neighborhood, they were fucking obsessed with it. You know, if they weren't playing the games, they were playing like the trading card game. So of course, you know, if I didn't get into it or didn't try it out, I'd be that fucking loser. So, you know, I would watch the anime all the time, and I loved that shit. And then, eventually, in probably the year 2000, my aunt bought me a Game Boy Color and a Gold. And that was the first, Pokemon game I played. So, yeah, and that's pretty much all history from there. I didn't really actually watch the anime religiously, though. I would just watch it whenever I could. I was never really a big TV watcher. Still am not. But yeah, whenever I could, and I would catch an episode here and there, but never really watched all the episodes. It's kind of something on my backlog that I want to do. I want to watch all the episodes of the original and maybe even the Johto and Hoenn regions, but you know, the Battle Frontier is after, well, is when the anime kind of, in my opinion, started going downhill, and you know, they got a new cast. No, I wasn't a big fan of it. I'm still not used to it, and the show just kind of just lost its charm. I feel like it wasn't trying as hard, and just it's just more of the same stuff, really. So, but yeah, I've been going back and watching the old anime because you know, it's on Netflix now, at least like the first half of the first season, and Viz Media did release some like box sets for it, so yeah, I'm actually enjoying it. It's really good, but yeah, that's how I got into Pokemon. You know, after I got gold for Game Boy Color, I went back, bought red and yellow, and I remember buying blue at like a CVS. I remember CVS used to like sell video games and shit, and they had blue there, and I begged my mom to get it. But yeah, and then after that, you know, Game Boy Advance with Ruby Sapphire, and then DS, and yeah, that's it. Now here I am with a 3DS and X and Y. So, and yes, I do have both. But yeah, oh, well, that's it. That's the tile you need to take. If you actually, well, I guess I could put this aside now, no more question time. If you actually just want to get to where you need to go right away, just take that tile after you get the card key, and then come here, and here's blue. His team is slightly different. By slightly, I mean they've evolved. His Pidgeotto is now a Pidgeot. His Wartortle is a Blastoise, that kind of stuff. His Growlithe is still a Growlithe though, so it doesn't become an Arcanine until later. We actually have to have 2 more blue fights. One after the 8th badge when we're on our way to Elite Four, and one at the end of the game. So yeah, don't want to spoil it too much, but yeah, he's at the end of the game, so that's cool. But you know, not as far as what types you should use against him, nothing's really changed. He has a balanced team as well. I'm assuming as well as you do, because a team with just one type of Pokemon, like all the gym leaders do, would be not good. But yeah, they're, like I said, the Growlithe is still like pretty high leveled. I think his highest is a Blastoise at 40, or maybe 42, 40 something. It's in the 40s, that's all I know. But yeah, I guess he's just waiting for Growlithe to learn all its fire type moves before evolving it. I don't know. He's also got an Execute. I don't remember if he had an Execute last time. But yeah, this is his grass Pokemon. It's also part Psychic, I think. At least I know it is when it evolves into an Executor. But still, it goes down just as easy with fire. His only bitch of a Pokemon that probably will ever give you trouble when you, out of all the times you fight him, is Alakazam, just because, as you know, because I use Alakazam, it's a bitchin' Pokemon, and it's really hard to take down. I'm trying to go off its really low defense here with Golem, but Golem also has really bad special. So, because Alakazam is faster, he could do quite the damage on Golem, which is why I don't really use Golem for Sabrina. I try to use Dragonair just because Dragonair has a decent special, and okay, I guess his highest stat is his attack, but yeah. So there is his Blastoise, and that's that. No more blue. So yeah, and he doesn't even really offer to help. And I know in the Origins anime that they did recently, Red convinced him to kind of help out and get the police or something like that. But no, here he's just like, oh, I saw you here, wanted to fight you, and yeah, I'm going to the Elite Four, so see ya. And it's just like, oh, you don't want to help? You know, bad guys are doing shit. I mean, I know he's our rival and stuff, and I guess he's one of our enemies, quote unquote, but Blue's still a good person, you know. He's all about peace and shit, and not doing bad stuff, you know. But whatever. You talk to this guy, he gives you a Lapras. This is the Pokemon I was talking about that I was debating on using for my water type. But I said it's used a lot, so I decided not to. But yeah, it's water and ice, just like Cloyster is, so it definitely would have been a nice Pokemon, but I decided to give Cloyster a shot. Don't really regret it. Cloyster's pretty good. So, yeah, here we are finally with Giovanni. His Pokemon, I think, are a little bit different. I think he has, like, maybe a Nidoqueen or something like that. But still not too hard. He's still kind of going off the whole ground type Pokemon. I mean, yeah, Nidoking and Nidorino here is just poison, but when it evolves into Nidoking, he'll be ground type as well. So he definitely doesn't like water or grass type Pokemon. Well, since the poison typing with Nidoqueen and Nidoking, you might not want to use grass, but yeah, definitely water he don't like. So, and Psychic, obviously. Psychic wrecks everything. I don't remember if he had this Kangaskhan and Celadon, but if not, it's a normal type. It is rather tanky, but yeah, if you use a fighting type move like Jolteon here with a double kick, shouldn't be too bad. Although double kick is, you know, attack based, obviously, and Jolteon's attack is really bad, so Jolteon knowing double kick isn't the best of moves for him, but I decided, fuck it, why not? And here's Rhyhorn. You know, we caught a Rhyhorn ourselves in the Safari Zone. Rock and Ground goes down pretty easy with water or grass. So boom, bye bye. And now his last Pokemon, I think, is, yes, the Nidoqueen. So you know, it's poison ground, so you could even use ground on it. It'd be super effective. Water works, and psychic. So Nidoqueen's not too good of a Pokemon, which is why I didn't really want to use Nidoking either way back when I had it, just because they don't really learn good moves. They're just I guess their good point is just that they can learn a lot of different TMs and stuff, but he's not showing off here. Obviously, he's using like fucking Scratch or something. But yeah. There's Giovanni. We actually have one more fight with him later on in the game, but that's later. So yeah, after we curb stomp him, he says, "All right, we out, we gone," and they all just leave. And yeah. Now that they're gone, everyone is happy and peace has been restored to Saffron. And if we come over here and talk to the president, he'll be all like, "Oh, thank you, man. I'm the richest mofo in the world," so he gives you the Master Ball. Master Ball is one of a kind. I think in Gen 1 at least, you only get one. I know other gens later on, there are ways to get others, but they're super ridiculously hard, and it's almost so hard that it's like, it probably is never going to happen. So the Master Ball is generally just a one-time thing in the whole game. And as you can guess, it's an instant catch. The way it works, because I don't know if I ever like mentioned the multiplier, like a regular Pokeball is times 1, Great Ball is times 1.5, and an Ultra Ball is times 2. And it's all like a math equation on how, like, your percentage of catching the Pokemon. It has something to do with their catch rate, has something to do with their amount of health, and if there's a status effect, it like multiplies by something. It has to, if it reaches I think like 493 or something like that, it's an instant catch. And the only way to obviously do that is to use the Master Ball, because it multiplies it by that number. So yeah, instant catch. So you're definitely going to want to use it on something that's really hard to catch, that being the legendary Pokemon in this game. In later gens, I use it for the roaming Pokemon, which are Pokemon who aren't stationary. As soon as you encounter them, they run away, and those are a bitch to catch. So that's generally when I like to use the Master Ball. But for Gen 1, that doesn't exist yet, so I use it on the main legendary here, just like everyone else does. And I definitely recommend it. If you try to catch it with an Ultra Ball, it will take fucking forever. Especially because it's a psychic type, and you know about psychic types. Oh boy. But yeah, we're definitely going to be holding on to the Master Ball, except I actually am going to deposit just so I don't accidentally use it or anything. Sure, I could just, oh fuck, I used it, better turn off my Game Boy and you know, restart, but that would fuck up recording, and that would suck, and I know the chances of me accidentally using it are like fucking 0.0000001%, but can't be too cautious, I suppose. But yeah, wow, I actually managed to talk the whole part without running out of shit to talk about. Thank God for that list. I didn't even use like half of it. But anyway, with Team Rocket out of the way, next part we're gonna be fighting the gym leader Sabrina. So that'll definitely be a doozy. So I'll see you guys then. Take care.